Coming up now on Animal Outtakes, we're taking a look back at some of our favorite places we visited, like this one, when we got to check out the conservation programs they have in place at the Naples Zoo. And Dr. Tracy shows off this interesting prehistoric animal. It may have crab in its name, but as our Inspector Planet has discovered time and time again, names can be deceiving. And we couldn't forget about when we got to know some intelligent sea mammals at Sarasota's Sea Lion Preserve. This and much more straight ahead on Animal Outtakes. We've been on some wild adventures, so why not take a look back at some of our favorite places and animals we met along the way. And when it comes to zoos, we've seen our fair share. But zoos aren't just a place for the public to look at animals. Many zoos allow scientists the chance to study animal species and even work at conservation efforts towards those animal species that are threatened or endangered. The Naples Zoo in Florida is a place that does just that. The staff and volunteers focus on ways to protect and preserve the animals there, all while making a lasting impression on the guests. A 100 years ago, this land in Naples, Florida was purchased by a botanist to protect his collection of plants. 50 years ago, new landowners used the lush tropical landscape for another collection, exotic animals. This land then became Naples Zoo.
The Tetzlaff family brought animals, and we were able to carefully place the animal exhibits within this historic garden with only removing one single pine tree, which is really fantastic. So we were able to preserve the beauty of this property and add animal.
And it's home to more than 70 animal species, all surrounded by beautiful gardens.
Being able to come to zoos and see all these different exotic and even native species is really important because you do get to build that really close connection with them and really learn why all these different animals are important, from, you know, insects to snakes to lions. You know, getting to know why these animals are so important and building that personal connection really helps, you know, people relate to them and understand why we need to help them out and really help us help the public join that mission of ours to help save species all over the world.
The glass window at the African lion habitat allows guests to get up close and really connect visitors with these big cats.
We have our two African lions. We have a male and a female. Our male is Masamba, he is 10 years old, and our female, Shawnee, is 13 years old. Yeah, their personalities are actually pretty different. Masamba is a little bit more laid back than Shawnee. Masamba, kind of when I work with him, he really does remind me of my cat at home because he likes to rub his face against, you know, the fence, and he really seems like he's just really into it, and he is very vocal, he talks a lot, so, you know, it's really cool to get to work up close with them and see those different personality differences with them.
Female lions are the ones that go out and hunt for food, while the male's job is to protect the pride.
They are strict carnivores, so in the wild they hunt for different types of, you know, like gazelle and hoofstock animals and things like that. Here at the zoo, we do feed them all meat. Along with getting the meat diet, we also feed them every Thursday, so once a week they get bone day. So they get a bone every week, and that gives them those extra vitamins and nutrients that are in the marrow and, you know, help kind of clean their teeth, kind of like your dog or cat at home.
Masamba and Shawnee are part of a program developed by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, or AZA, to protect species that are threatened or endangered.
A breeding program called a species survival plan. So they were paired together based on their genetics to hopefully reproduce. We haven't had any cubs here at the zoo, but we're kind of holding out for hopefully having some here in the future.
Another animal that's in the breeding program are these.
Giraffe are the most amazing species on the planet. They are the tallest land animals in the world. They're about 18 and 19 feet the giraffe in this exhibit are about 16 to 18 feet tall. The The females are a bit smaller, they're about 15 to 16 feet tall. And when a baby giraffe is first born, they are already 6 feet tall and 150 pounds. So their tongue is prehensile, so in the wild, they're going to use their tongue to wrap it around branches of a tree, and then they're able to pull those branches into their mouth, and then they don't have any teeth on their upper jaw and front, so they clamp onto the branch and they're able to strip all the leaves off in one long fluid swipe. And they're going to eat in the wild 18, 19 hours a day. So in zoos, we give them a lot of browse, which is the branches from the trees, but we can't give them as much as they would obviously have in the wild, so we supplement their food with grain, a special grain that's designed for wild browsers like giraffe. And they also get acacia as part of one of their favorite browse, and they also get alfalfa hay and produce for training. But they eat, I mean, we estimate it, it's not exact, we estimate they eat probably around 50 pounds per animal per day. The biggest comment I ever hear is like, oh, I didn't know their heads were so big. Because even at other facilities, when you feed a giraffe and you're on head level, it's like you don't really get the appreciation of how big they are. So down here, where the giraffe bend down to feed from the people, like kids are just amazed at how big they really are, and especially like when their huge head is right there, and then they stick out their long 16-inch long tongue to grab a hold of that food and pull it into their mouth. Kids are just amazed all the time about just how beautiful they are and just how huge they are.
Visiting an AZA certified facility helps keep the species survival program going, so future generations can enjoy these unique animals.
So we have a studbook coordinator who keeps track of all the genetics of giraffe in zoos, and then they're able to say which giraffe should breed with another giraffe to keep the population genetically stable. So we want to be able to say in 100 years, if something happens to giraffe in the wild, we want to be able to use giraffe in zoos to then repopulate the wild.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Naples Zoo Primate Expedition Cruise, sponsored by the Florida Everblades hockey team. And once again, these are Siamang Gibbons. Siamang Gibbons are native to Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Sumatra. They are the largest of the lesser apes, weighing as much as 30 pounds. They're very muscular. Underneath their chin, there is a large flap of skin. This is a guller sac. If they want to, they can inflate that sac with air and emit a very loud territorial call that can be heard up to 2 miles away.
One thing that contributes to a love connection and a successful breeding pair, the environment. And for the primates at Naples Zoo, their habitat is top-notch. There are 9 islands on this lake with about 16 different primates. There are no bars, no fences, but the water acts as a natural barrier.
So over on the left-hand side, we have both a monkey and a gibbon, 2 different species, but they get along very well. The monkey is gray in color with black fur on her face. She is a gray langur monkey. The gibbon is black in color with blonde fur on his face. He is a buff-cheeked gibbon. The easiest way to tell the difference between a monkey and an ape, just by looking at them, is that monkeys have tails and apes do not.
Visitors take a boat tour around the different islands, able to observe these primates as if they were in the wild. Keepers use enrichment to engage, allowing these primates to work a little for their food.
Black-handed spider monkeys are New World monkeys, meaning they are native to the Americas. They do have a prehensile tail. It's like having a third hand. Anything they can do with their hand, they can do with their tail, including peeling a banana. And their tail does have a tactile pad that allows them to grab things. Black-handed spider monkeys are very important to the ecosystem, as they are what is known as a seed dispersal agent. They eat fruit. It quickly passes through their system. And when they void, they leave the seeds behind in a little package of monkey fertilizer.
Preparing and thinking ahead to the future is an important step in making sure that these animals are around for future generations to enjoy. The Naples Zoo wants these animals and visitors to come back for another 50 years. And getting an interaction like this will hopefully leave a lasting impression of admiration and preservation. There are many steps we can all take to help conserve wildlife populations. The Naples Zoo has some examples on their website, like creating a wildlife habitat in your own backyard, or even making sure your coffee is bird-friendly. It helps to protect migratory birds. We all can make a difference. Visit their website to find out more ways you can help.
What is this? Dye? Soap? Windex? Blood. Coming up next.
People have asked me what it'll cost to restore all the corals back to the way they remember. But I have to ask them, what will it cost if we don't do anything?
Science is everywhere, and it's all around us. It's observing the world, forming questions, and the willingness to find the answers. It's something our Inspector Planet does every day, and you can too.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tracy Finara. I'm an environmental engineer, which means that I use different scientific disciplines to protect the environment, humans, and wildlife. At Mote Marine Laboratory, I use investigation and myth-busting to answer questions.
These things are awesome. One of the best things about living in Southwest Florida is being around these animals that predate dinosaurs. They're called horseshoe crabs, but the question is, are they actually crabs? Tell me about the coolest fact that you know about horseshoe crabs.
So these guys are actually older than the dinosaurs. So people can find fossils that are very, very similar to what they look like now. Now that doesn't mean that they actually live as long as the dinosaurs. They live about 20 years. But
that's a long time.
Yeah. But if it's not broke, don't fix it. So they didn't evolve past what they were like when they were like the dinosaurs.
That's true. Do they have any predators?
They do. They're actually very commonly eaten in their coastal ecosystem. A lot of animals actually go for their eggs though. So a lot of migrating shorebirds will use them kind of as a gas station. They'll kind of stop along and they'll eat all the eggs that they lay on the beach. And then sea turtles and even sharks will eat the adults.
They look kind of dangerous. Is it okay if I pick them up?
You can pick them up, just be really careful. They aren't going to hurt you. They have those long tails, and sometimes people think that that's to hurt you.
They look kind of spiny.
It's actually, they have the long tails because they're really clumsy, so if they flip themselves over, they need to flip themselves back over. They don't have hands.
It's more of a protection mechanism
and
a fear factor, because I tell you what, I've stayed away from them because of their spiny tails.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just be really gentle.
They don't have any crabs or claws on the bottom?
Nope, they don't have any claws.
They don't have any claws. That's interesting. Oh my gosh, you gotta feel this is crazy. It feels like it's gonna pinch me and then it never pinches. It never pinches. Can I flip them over to see the bottom?
Yeah, just be really gentle.
Okay.
So if you look closely.
Oh, he doesn't like that.
So they have 6 sets of legs.
6 sets of legs?
And you can see there's no big pinchers.
That's really interesting. So these guys, they're little pinchers. And what about their mouth? Where is their mouth and where is their eyes?
So their mouth is right in the middle here, and they use these chelicerae to move their food into their mouth.
Wow.
And they actually have 10 eyes.
Wait, they have 10 eyes?
Yeah.
That's very unlike a crab.
So they have two eyes that are similar to ours. They're called compound eyes.
Okay.
And then they have 8 other eyes that can track light, and some of them can even see UV light.
That's interesting. That's more like a spider.
Yeah.
So we found this on the beach and we were super sad, but then really interested because if you touch it, it almost feels like it's hollow. Is this what happens when horseshoe crabs die?
So this is actually what we would call a molt.
Molt?
So horseshoe crabs, they can't grow like we do. So how I like to call it is it's kind of like outgrowing your clothes. So when your clothes get too tight, you go and buy new ones, but they can't buy new clothes. So what they do is they build new clothes for themselves. So they'll build their new shell, and it's really soft. It's almost like paper thin. And then when they're ready to get new clothes or a new shell, they'll actually swell with water, and it makes this big crack here. So then their whole new body will crawl out, and they'll leave their old body behind. So they make all new body parts, and all of it comes with them.
So this isn't actually a horseshoe crab. This is just a molt.
Yep. So that's what they leave behind when they grow older.
That's so interesting. So they molt like snakes or reptiles. They have eyes like spiders. They have little pinchers like crabs. And they have a tail like a ray. What is this thing?
So I have one more cool thing to show you.
Yeah?
I have a vial of horseshoe crab blood.
What? Wow. Well, this definitely gives us some insight. Horseshoe crab blood is used in human medicine all the time. It is a bacteria coagulant. In fact, horseshoe crabs are able to lose over a third of their blood and still survive. There are laboratories all over the world taking this horseshoe crab blood from horseshoe crabs and using it for human medicine. So we're putting all the information that we've gathered together. Horseshoe crabs have blue blood. They have a ton of legs, 10 eyes, chelicera. It seems like they're more related to arachnids than crabs. In fact, horseshoe crabs aren't a crab at all. They're more related to the tarantula than they are to your common crab. Remember guys, anyone can be a scientist or an engineer with some passion, hard work, and innate curiosity of how the world works. Hashtag not a crab.
We could not forget about the time we met some of the most intelligent and talented characters. You won't find sea lions along the east coast of the United States. So when we heard of a sea lion preserve in Florida, we had to check it out. They are big, playful, and athletic mammals. Sea lions are easy to spot if you visit San Francisco. But in Florida, to get up close to a sea lion, you could come here to Sarasota's Sea Lion Preserve. We have two sea lions here. We have Kitty.
Kitty.
And Stella.
And Stella.
Everybody knows Stella.
Yes, right? I do. She is the queen here.
Yes, she is. This is a marvelous facility.
Thank you.
Just out of the middle of nowhere here in Mayaca City, Florida.
Yep.
How did this start?
So it started about 20 years ago, actually. So we've been here all this time. Our boss just recently decided that he wanted to open our doors to the public. He started on the circus when he was very young, training animals there, and eventually he moved into sea lions here.
The interest in sea lions, what is it?
They're wonderful. He actually got a call and just asked him if he could possibly house sea lions, some rescued sea lions, and he said, sure, why not? And just like the rest of us, he fell in love with them. They're wonderful. So that's what he's been doing all these years, is providing a lifelong home for our Clifford friends here.
In a partnership with the Naples Zoo, there are more than 20 sea lions living on site, each with their own story. Now Stella, so sweet, so beautiful. What's her story?
Oh, Stella has a very interesting story. So at the age of 3, she was found on a beach in Puerto Rico. She was beach stranded. We're not sure why. It could have been due to injury or illness, maybe pollution, something like that, but she was very sick, very, very emaciated. And when they found her, this is one of the closest facilities to that area that could take South American sea lions. So they called us, and now she is a whopping 300 pounds.
Very svelte.
Yes.
Very svelte.
Thank you.
But she could never be released back out into the wild.
She cannot. Stella has proven that she cannot take care of herself anymore. Just like all of the rescues here, we are a rescue facility, so all of our animals come here because they can no longer take care of themselves.
Now she's making some wonderful sounds. Is this just her normal breathing?
Yeah,
or
that is typical Stella behavior. That is her saying, Zaina, pay more attention to me. I see you over there, and I want you to come over here.
Now, I would say she's choking, but she's not.
She is not.
She's not. She's trying to get some attention.
That's
and she's getting a little desperate over here. So could you please give her a fillet of something? Okay.
Oh, we got a nice big squid.
Okay. So the diet is
stuff.
fish.
It is, strictly
and
fish.
more fish. Oh, well that one she liked.
She did. She loves her squid. That is a fan favorite here.
Absolutely. And this one it might,
Maybe.
This one made it. Made it. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Oh, we're back.
This is the one, the only kitty cat, and she has a beautiful smile. Yeah. You gotta show everyone out there.
Now you said you're a trainer.
I am.
How do you train these beautiful animals?
A lot of fish. It takes a lot of fish, a lot of patience, and a lot of positive reinforcement. It's all about the relationship that we build with them. It's based on trust, understanding, and they know that anytime they do something we ask them to do, they're gonna get a treat for it. So it's all food motivated, relationship motivated, so.
But it's all positive reinforcement.
It is, of course. We never make our animals do anything they don't want to do. If they want to participate, that's awesome. They're going to get a lot of fish for it. If they'd rather swim, take a nap, that's fine. They can eat later. It's really up to them.
And they like to eat. Staff prepares more than 400 pounds of fish every day.
This is where we prepare all of the diets for the day. So this is their favorite room. This is where breakfast, lunch, and dinner are made. This is our refrigerator. This is where we keep all of their diets for this specific day. Also, their diet for tomorrow. So all of our fish comes frozen locally, and we thaw it and feed it the same day. They're eating several different kinds. We have thread herring, sardines, squid, and capelin. And they all serve a different purpose depending on the type of fish. So your herring, your thread herring, and your sardines are higher in calories, so that's like the meat and potatoes of their diets. And then you have your squid and your capelin, which is more for hydration, because sea lions don't actually drink water. They get all of their water intake from the fish that they eat. So this is our big boy Bruce's diet. He's eating, let's see, 31 pounds of fish just by himself. A day. And we split that into 3 different meals. So he's eating about 10 pounds of fish every single meal. And we go through every single day and check every single fish that they eat. Any broken bellies, any ripped flippers, eyes missing, that's a no-go. So any fish like that gets chummed. Because our animals eat better than we do. This is restaurant quality fish, so if you wanted to throw some of this in the oven, you could.
Sea lions are some of the most intelligent animals on Earth. And here at Sarasota Sea Lion Preserve, they want visitors to see it for themselves with interactive programs.
Good.
Oh, that's good. Oh, look at that, a beautiful turquoise. Look at this. We're on to a great start. This one shows off some of the sea lion's more artistic skills. There's a broad stroke. There we go. Why is this so important that we be concerned about these beautiful animals?
Because out in the wild, marine mammals, not just sea lions, are facing a lot of struggles. You know, pollution, algae blooms, things like that. So it's important that we bring people in to actually meet these guys, get up close and personal, because that inspires the public to care. So if they come here and meet these guys, they are more likely to go home and say, I want to make a difference. So they're going to stop using those plastic straws. They're going to recycle more. It just inspires them to actually take action and try to do something to help these guys out there in the wild.
I'm in love with Stella. Oh, yes. I couldn't help but notice how much their personalities and features were so similar to dogs. Each sea lion we met was unique and different. And what was interesting to learn is the vaccines and veterinary care they receive at the preserve is right in line with those our dogs get. Here's some more fun facts about sea lions.
Would you smile? Good girl. I don't know what kind of noise that was.
Sea lions have teeth to catch their food, but they won't chew it. Instead, they swallow their food whole. And can you guess the animal sea lions usually get mistaken for? Well, that would be a seal. A sea lion and a seal are different. And Stella is happy to point out her species' unique traits.
Can we see them? There they are. You can see them right there on the sides of her head. Yeah, like I said, seals don't have that external ear structure. The next difference is going to be their front flippers. Stella can wave with hers. They're very large and powerful. Seals have very short front flippers. They're about the size of your hand. And Stella's front flippers are so strong. She's going to show off a little bit.
Whoa! Look at that! Look at that handstand! Wow! Bravo! Bravo, Stella! Yes! Yeah! Animal Outtakes is produced by Dante's Den Foundation, a nonprofit group dedicated to creating the best life for dogs. If you would like to learn more about Dante's Den, donate, or volunteer, visit our website, dantesden.org. We hope you had fun taking a look back at some of our favorite places and animals we've met. We'll be back here again next week with even more animals and some wild adventures. Until then, thanks for watching.
Would you smile? Good girl. I don't know what kind of noise that was. I'm so sorry.
That'll be a blooper.